Black. What? Black?
Pretty much, yeah.
Black. Hey, you ever thought about this?
I think I need to...
What? Black?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
I think I need to call attention to, like, just how cringe this response is. Because she's, like, terrified and doesn't know what to do.
Inspiration, you know what I mean? People,
The way he said,
inspiration, you know what I mean? And he makes sure we...
that, like, he's, like, barely conscious. It's so funny.
And he makes sure we serve the task properly. So...
Well, I shall never be king.
In this newest film, his character is entirely stripped away and replaced with a stereotypical, boring villain.
Life's not fair, is it, my little friend? While some are born to feast, others spend their lives in the dark.
There's nothing interesting about his man. It's such an eye-rolling scene, you know? This would actually be interesting to use. A little bit manipulative, but let's see if it works.
To me, a villain always only works if he's also interesting. You're trying to come up with a very whole personality. You can have him beat people around and
it's like he's
call
dead.
people names and just show him doing evil things, but he has to be an interesting character.
I have to assume that they changed his character because they found the original to be too... It's like he died. Yeah, I don't actually hate how this works. I like that there's like a very drastic shift in tone. Because I don't want something silly or like hip hop beat to be playing during that part, right? Because it is like a moment of showing this person out of respect and what people are supposed to be having for ideas for the film, you know? I don't know. We'll see. I wonder if John will see the review. Of course he will. You think famous people don't look up like weird shit about themselves? I think some Disney executives will see my review. But would they care? It made money. It made the most money. They don't give a shit. It didn't just make money, it made the most money out of every animated movie ever. And every animated movie that calls itself live action too. Every Disney remake. Every Disney movie ever, it made the most money. That's what's disturbing about this film. It didn't just make money. It made the most money. You attitude. Jeremy Irons' performance in the original film is one of my favorite voice acting performances ever. He didn't just read the lines. And not just because I jerk off to it. I blame Ralph for this movie making money.
Long live the king.
He has a way of playing with the words and twisting them, and it is all interesting. Every line that Jeremy would give me was interesting.
I felt that Andreas had caught all the wickedness and all the humor that I wanted to have in him, and more.
Even if you completely remove... What a good combo. This animator and this actor. You'll literally never get a better combo. You're never gonna get a better combo in animation. Animator with actor here. It's fucking best. He truly gave it... Majesty. A fierce and animalistic character.
Never ever mention that.
Yes, I watched the fan animation of the cut song where Scar hits on Nala, and yes, I imagined I was Nala, okay? That he's playing animalistic. He hits on adult Nala. In Kimba, Claw hits on a baby, okay? The deleted scene in The Lion King is Scar hitting on adult Nala. It's different.
For the little lion who would be king, Simba thinks this conniving carnivore
is his friend.
Everything you...
This is the voice of Rafiki, by the way, if you're wondering who that is. He's also Eli Vance. Damn. Is this a reference? Yes. Search up that weird noise Eli Vance makes in Half-Life 2 and you'll find a video.
My God.
Wait for his awesome...
Dad, please.
Too bad he died. Too bad everyone's gonna die, okay?
Dad, please.
So strange! Popular right now. Oh, I know.
John Oliver. He was born to play Zazu.
The way he says that so unconfidently is just so amazing. This guy, like, you're being interviewed trying to sell this film to people. John Oliver, he I don't know, you born to play Zazu?
He was born.
I don't like. What was he gonna say? I don't know.
John Oliver. He was born to play Zazu.
Like it almost distracted me from how cringe him saying he was born to play Zazu is. Like, there's another man that's alive that you're basing the character on, right? He was born to play Zazu. You know, Zazu, the character that's played by Rowan Atkinson, John Oliver was born to play that character. That's like such a ridiculous thing to say. Like, what are you talking about? And that's popular right now. He was able to perform as a character.
My name's Richard Head. Hello.
To you, Baldric, the Renaissance was just something that happened to other people, wasn't it?
Leave it to the Lion King 29. Yeah, I don't think people understand the range that Rowan Atkinson has. I don't know why they swapped Rowan Atkinson with John Oliver. Just he has a talk show and he promotes the movie for free on his talk show, I guess. John Oliver's literally just not an actor. Like, he's a like, why? It's a talk show. Like, one of the most talented character actors ever. And you're like, let's replace him with talk show host. Because he's British funny man. Like, what the fuck are you smoking? Doesn't make any sense. How can you not understand that would be a bit... Like, it's insulting because it clearly shows that they don't value Rowan Atkinson's performance at all. Like, they just think, oh, he's a funny British man. Like, fuck off. Would this movie have been better if Chris Pratt voiced him? It would have been funnier. When casting The Lion King, they didn't pick him because he was really good. They picked him because he was really famous.
Why didn't they just recast Rowan Atkinson?
Well, kids these days don't watch Mr. Bean. They watch John Oliver, apparently. Hurry up and load your shit, you fucking piece of garbage.
This morning, I answer to no one.
Scar? Scar? Scar, 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 no, no.
Perhaps we could...
He's a member of the King's Court! Ow! No, please!
Look who's come down to mingle.
I can't stand this entire thing. This is just the worst. I can't. There's too much that I have to say about it.
You've been first in line.
I was first.
I feel like I should do some direct comparisons.
As you know, I have...
It's so crazy just how much music there is.
A wise decision. You are no match for his royalness.
Well, as far as brains go,
Why would that be? Why would they add that?
But when it comes to brute strength, always rule.
Not always, Scar. One day...
I can't believe how fucking ridiculous this is. This is just the worst thing ever made. This is literally the worst movie.
Well, one day the two of you will be betrothed. intended are fianced.
Simba, you speak bird.
Married! Come on, one day you will be married.
This is a good. They changed the lines a bit, but this is a good example of just like how cringe they made it. It's just John Oliver some more. Like there's no character anymore. He's just doing his John Oliver thing. There's no good it's the stupidest thing in the world to be like, I'm trying to make it look like a documentary. The original film was never supposed to look like that, and you're making a remake of the original film, and it's also a musical. So like, what are you talking about? Why would you do that? Nobody can tell that's what you tried to do.
Anyone tell me where to go?
I'm upset at this film. Oh yeah, there's some moments in this actually that would be a good example, because he is he's singing the lyrics, right? So there are some.
I tried it once. We are never getting married.
A monarch who ignores tradition.
I can't believe that was a line. A monarch who ignores tradition. Is it weird that a bunch of people on the internet are excited to watch a furry spurg out about the Lion King? What timeline do we live in? Why do people want to see this?
Pathetic king.
Well, I'm not letting anyone tell
Fucking
me where
losers.
to go.
Never seen a king feast.
Ugh.
Feast with in a king.
I can't believe how cringe this is. I can't believe how cringe all of this is. I can't believe how cringe this is. This is the worst thing that's ever existed, ever. This is like literally my hell.
The uninspiring thing. Oh, thus far a rather
I can't believe they didn't care about like doing the rhythm. Thus far a rather uninspiring thing. Like it used to be to the rhythm and then just.
Thus far a rather uninspiring.
Yes.
Like he doesn't know. Thank you so much. He doesn't know the music's there. Did they record to the music, or did they just record without the music and then put it in after? You can't tell.
Thus far a rather
It's not to the beat. It's not to the rhythm.
No, young master, if you think what I meant was... We've been over this. It's just, I keep realizing. It's so much to have to come to terms with in reality. This is actual hell. I think it's time that you and I arranged a heart-to-heart.
You'd think, like, he would have to record this to the music. The other John, has no sense of rhythm.
I arranged a heart-to-heart.
Hot.
This is where the monarchy is headed. County out. County out.
I'm sorry, did he say county out?
County out.
He didn't say count me out there, right? He's supposed to.
County out. County out. County out.
He literally didn't even say count me out. It's like this is like a never-ending. Like you can't. There's so much wrong with this film that you can see the same scene 100 times and not realize that there's a glaring issue in it on top of the ones you've already noticed, because you're so distracted by the glaring issues you've already noticed. And so it's like, in the same way that you can keep discovering jokes in Black Dynamite, and in the same way that you can keep discovering, like, meta layers in Synecdoche, New York, you can keep discovering glaring mistakes in The Lion King 2019. This is legit. Unironically, this is the worst movie ever made.
ever of all time. I'm like, this is literally the worst movie ever made. It's you can't stop finding things wrong with it. It's a gold mine of just bullshit. County out.
Have fun, son. It's headed county out.
They didn't give a single fuck. They didn't give a single fuck about anything.
Is headed county out. Headed county out.
There's no M sound at all.
If this is where the monarchy is headed county out.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of all of this. County out.
Have fun, son. All right.
If this is where my life is headed, county out.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm in a lot of pain. How do you tell Simba and Nala apart? You don't. This is a weird still. My God. That's disturbing.
Betrothed, intended, affianced.
Meaning?
One day you two are going to be married.
Betrothed, intended, affianced.
Simba, you speak bird.
Married! Come on, one day you will be married.
Cringe. I love the posture. He puts his like hands in his pockets basically. Look at it. Look at that. This is a pretty it's a funny pose for a bird to give him so much like physical language here. Yeah, it is cute.
Married.
And with an attitude like that, I'm afraid you're shaping up to be a pretty pathetic king indeed.
With an attitude like that, I'm afraid you'll be a pretty pathetic king.
That's a good comparison. That's just so cringe right there when you put them side by side. Ugh.
Well, I've never seen a king or beast with quite so little hair.
Well, I've never seen a king beast with quite so little hair.
He sounds so bored.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. This, I hate their faces so much. I hate their faces so much. This is the worst movie ever made. This is literally the worst movie ever made. This is the most bullshit. This is the biggest bullshit of all time. I mean, yeah, the focus was on Simba for the spotlight. You're right that Nala shouldn't be singing at this moment, but they were trying to give the females more representation in the film, so they added them in more spots. The females. But I mean, which isn't inherently a bad thing. But you're right that thematically it does kind of conflict. And also, if you listen to this part, there's no coordination for when they should end the note. So one of them goes, spotlight, and the other one goes, spotlight. So one of them holds the note longer, so they don't end at the same time, and it's really, like, unprofessional and distracting sounding. Listen.
Not yet.
Yeah, like, one of them just... There was, like, no coordination. They should probably... How long you hold the note is, like, a part of the music, right? And it's weird that one of them ended a lot earlier than the other one.
And with an attitude like that, I'm afraid you're shaping up to be a pretty pathetic king indeed.
With an attitude like that, I'm afraid you'll be a pretty pathetic...
This one's so bad when they're next to each other.
This is like the one of the worst things. This is so I can't live anymore. It's so much.
With an attitude like that, I'm afraid you're shaping up to be a pretty pathetic king indeed.
With an attitude like that, I'm afraid you'll be a pretty pathetic king.
It is nothing. That's so. With an attitude like that, it doesn't matter if he was trying to replicate the original. Like that's not relevant. But you can like there's no performance. He's just reading lines. It's like you go from actor to talk show host. Literally. Like that's what they did. They gave an acting role to a non-actor. And they were like, this is better. The actor is still alive. Probably would have sounded the same. I don't think there are people that enjoy the remake currently. I think that's come and gone. I think there are people who got excited for the remake and watched it when it came out and enjoyed it at that point in time. I don't think there's anybody that currently like I'm not saying that these people retrospectively think that it was a bad movie or anything. I'm saying there's no way that they like watch this film multiple times, right? There's no way that anybody like watches it every year or something, right? Even I don't know. I could be crazy. The people say me crazy.
Afraid you'll be a pretty pathetic king.
It is nothing short of insulting. It's making me ill. Whew! It's so tough.
Indeed.
With an attitude like that.
Talk show host.
So bad.
It's so bad. It's so cringe. Like just immediately. Nothing to imply that this is It's cringe. It's cringe.
Well, look who's come down to mingle with the commoners.
Sarabi and I didn't see you at the presentation of Simba.
The way it's presented feels like Jon Favreau was expecting the audience to the vocal performance doesn't match what the rest of the film is trying to do with what this whole triumphant entrance is not matched with the vocal performance. It's like there was zero communication. Like clearly James Earl Jones wasn't expecting that presentation in the scene because that's not what he gave in his voice. This whole like epic like I'm here. But he's just delivering the line like, oh, Mufasa didn't like. He's just like he's a normal conversation. Now we are introduced to Mufasa.
Is that a challenge?
The music drowns everything out. It's so insane.
Is that a challenge?
Is that a challenge?
You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
Everything the light touches.
He sounds so bored.
Bit of a more emotion in it.
You deliberately disobeyed me.
You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
Everything the light...
It's so bad. So much music. So fucking heavy.
Sounds great from over here. It's perfect.
Even if his voice sounding older wasn't an
I know
issue,
it does sound like Rob
lines
Schneider.
in this film
You can do it. It's like a reference, but I don't know why.
More emotion in it from living a whole life.
Simba, come to me. You can do it.
That sounds great from over here.
They disobeyed me.
It's just like the music is so fucking over present and so loud, and it's like it's such a fucking band-aid. It's so annoying. Even if it's
All of that?
Yes.
Yes. What a stupid response. You rule all of that? Yes. What the fuck? How do you... Yes.
You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger. You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
He's not even trying, or John's not trying to direct him. You know, whoever's fault it is. You deliberately disobeyed me. It does look so boring. It's like not as tall. And it's boring. Yeah, literally nothing happening in the sky. I just hate how they thought that this was okay. And made intentional choices saying, yes, let us change it to this. Right? That like, they did that consciously.
Scar, it is.
I'm trying to understand if I were tasked with defending The Lion King 2019, how would I defend this? How would I defend this line? How would I try to convince somebody that it sounds natural and not like an exposition dump? How would I try to do that?
Reason.
When it comes to brute strength, I'm afraid my big brother will always rule.
Like, Scar just says, "You're stronger than me," and he phrases it as, "My big brother will always rule." And then at that point, Mufasa takes the opportunity and says, when I'm dead, Simba will be king." As if this hadn't been established at any point previous in their life. Which, I mean, it would have to be, considering that's Scar's motivation as a character. So, he would have known this, right? Like, I'm just trying to... There's no situational, contextual reason why it should be there. Anyway.
Hey, Adam, I just discovered something about the remake that I think you might want to know. Where do I send it?
You can just say it. You can just say what it is right now. I don't know what you mean.
Put clips of both the original and remake Mufasa calling out to Simba, and notice something with "hold on." They reused the "hold on" line from the original and put it into the remake.
Yeah, could you like just upload the unlisted, like on YouTube, and just send a link? Is that possible? That would be easy.
I'm coming, Simba! Hold on! Hold on, Simba! Hold on!
It's crazy how I know exactly where the line is. Like, yeah, here it is.
Hold on, Simba!
Because I think this might actually have different implications than you think. Because this is getting me to think about something, and I want to just confirm this before I start throwing an accusation out there. But I think this means something even more.
Hold on, Simba! I'm coming, Simba!
I think even like the Simba... I'm come.
I'm coming, Simba! Hold on! Simba!
That's the same.
Simba! Hold on!
It's literally the same. It's literally... Okay, so here's the implication now. Thank you, Taurus Girl Productions. Now that we've confirmed that it's literally the same...
Hold on, Simba! I'm coming, Simba! Hold on!
Now that we've confirmed that it's literally the same take... I don't think it's just a matter of them reusing takes. No, here's what you don't understand. Is that when you're voice acting for animation, you give several different takes and often several different variations of the lines you're supposed to give. You can phrase it differently depending on what they're looking for. And I believe that that's what they did for the original Lion King, as evidenced by a lot of the behind-the-scenes footage that I've watched. A lot, you could see James Earl Jones giving a slightly different variation on a take. So I think that, like, legit, they probably... I think that what they were doing is for a good chunk of James Earl Jones's lines in this remake, they were just using alternate takes that were not from the original line, because not every line sounds like he's an old geezer, right? Not every single line sounds like that, right? There's somewhere it really stands out. So perhaps when James Earl Jones was recording the new lines of "Hold on, Simba, I'm coming," or whatever variation that he was supposed to, maybe they forgot to record it. But for some reason, they used an old take or an old variation of a take. So in this film, in the original Lion King, if it will show up on the screen, in this film, this isn't necessarily the unedited take, right?
Hold on, Simba!
In fact, now that we're looking at it retrospectively, I would say that I'm 99% sure that the original Lion King took what was, so that this take that exists in the 2019 version is the original take, and that the original Lion King cut up his take to make it shorter and say "Hold on, Simba" instead of "I'm coming, Simba, hold on." Reason being, remember my entire rant about things syncing to the music and how the Lion King 2019 refuses to present the scene in a rhythmic way. This, for them to take a line of "I'm coming, Simba, hold on," and turn it into "Hold on, Simba," it actually fits rhythmically with what's happening here, right? So
There on that tree.
I'll play this again just so it's not copyright claimed. Ba 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 ba. Making some space in between for the YouTube. Ba 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 ba.
Hold on, Simba!
So it happens within one measure, right? Hold on, Simba. Hold on, Simba. Where they couldn't fit the entire take.
I'm coming, Simba! Hold on!
They couldn't fit the entire take in the original within that short time frame, with the purpose of fitting it in the short time frame being so that it's rhythmic and it still communicates the exact same information. And also, a lot of lines are cut up like this anyway. It's just a part of how it works in the industry. So we listen to it again. It kind of does sound like it's two different parts of sentences mixed together here, right?
Hold on, Simba!
Right? Retrospectively, I mean, like, it doesn't sound bad or anything, but
I'm coming, Simba! Hold on!
But those are literally, quite undeniably, these are the same take. You can't get it. I've re-recorded so many lines of my review intentionally matching tone and timing. This is not what it sounds like when you have two different takes. These are the exact same takes.
Simba, hold on!
Both Simba and Hold On.
Simba!
The reason why, because it's really difficult to get precisely exactly where I want, that's why it sounds kind of robotic. That's the exact same sound I get when I'm syncing the Sardonicast audio from individual mics to all the same recorded Discord call. And so it's literally the same. I'm positive that this is literally the same take, split up in two different ways, which is really, really funny. Thank you so much, Taurus Girl Productions. I guess I'm going to have to mention this.
I'm coming, Simba! Hold on!
So basically what this means is Like, they're inadvertently admitting that the old performance was better if they're still using it. They're using how many lines in the take in the film? How many lines in the film are just repurposed alternate takes? Because maybe they were thinking, maybe they didn't realize that this was part of a take that was used in the original. Maybe they didn't understand that because it was cut up in the original. They were looking for "Hold on, Simba," and making sure they didn't use that, and they were fine using any of the other takes, but they didn't realize that this take was actually the same "Hold on, Simba," just cut up in a different way. Right? How many lines in the film are just repurposed? Now I like genuinely fucking honestly believe that every single line in the film where Mufasa doesn't sound like a fucking geezer is just an alternate take from the original movie. Because they're using the original takes. Now I'm going to be thinking about that. I don't know if we'll catch any more, because I think that they were purposefully using different versions of takes, right? I think that they would have been purposefully doing. I think that they're so stupid they didn't realize that they were using a take that was in the original film, or stupid, or just unaware of the source material, which is weird because they're making a remake. I know. To be
Zazu, take Simba home.
Oh, Dad, can't I come?
No, son.
Dad, let me come. I can help.
No, son, you stay with the other cubs.
That's what he sounded like in the recording. This was used in the promotional material. So now Mufasa's character just sounds like a grandpa.
One day, it'll be my son who rules. Morning, Zazu. You have the morning report.
So I wonder if... Because the promotional material of that specific line didn't actually sound identical to the line that they wound up using in the film. So this is going to be an interesting one. This is blowing my fucking mind now.
The Pride Lands, they're on the hunt.
Where's Harabi?
She's leading the charge.
Because this one...
They're on the hunt.
Where's Harabi?
Because that...
They're on the hunt.
Where's Harabi?
She's leading the charge.
Zazu, take Simba home.
Yeah, that does still kind of sound old man.
Dad, let me come. I can help.
No, son. You stay with the other cubs.
Yeah, that does still sound very old man-y. But some of these lines, I wonder... Now I just wonder how many there are.
In 25
They're like stitching together. Fuck. Well, we know at least this line is literally repurposed from the original take. How do I explain this in a shorter way so that I can put it in my review and not add 5 minutes to it?
I'm coming, Simba. Hold on.
I guess this will be a highlight video. I gotta think of a way to phrase this.
Different direction.
Okay. So he's earned he's now at 32.3 thousand subscribers. I'm gonna keep it at the old number because that's closest to when John was saying he's a sensation. So wow, he's like so much older now. He like doesn't. He's like unrecognizable now. Holy shit. He's like literally I would not recognize him at all. Now he's like a proper Jaden Smith. Yeah, evergreen old boy. Oh, those are two of him. That's a really funny shot. That's a really funny shot for a music video. He's a real Neil Breen director. I'm sorry, what? Did you have like post-production stabilization on this shot? That's so weird. What's going on? Is that like YouTube stabilizer? What the fuck? It's like an auto stabilizer on that shot. Looks so weird. Ugh, it looks disgusting. It must have been like a really shaky shot that he was just trying to fix. Directed by J.D. McCrary. All right. I am not a bully. I am not a bully, but it's a very bad music video. As coming from a place of criticism. Yeah, like this was posted, so that was, wow, kids grow up really fast. This was posted in 2019, and he's, oh, I guess 2019, you already know what he looked like, because that's when the fucking Lion King thing came out. Alright. I wish, yeah, like, fuck, if I had these connections when I was like 10, damn, you know? Easy life. Life on easy mode. Allegedly. A lot of child stars grow up extremely damaged and become drug addicts. True. I don't know if he's necessarily a child star, though. He's a person who's making things equivalent to other child stars, but no one's really watching. So I guess the question would be, would it be the fame or would it be the environment? Because if it's the environment, then I guess he's just as fucked as every other child star. But if it's the fame, probably still abused by his parents. That's a lot of speculation, but I mean, that's my assumption too, you know. If you're like constantly thrust into the spotlight, like you're not the one making those phone calls, you know. JD's not the one pushing himself out there. It's like it's their parents, you know. And here's the part where some people will be like, how can you criticize a child's acting? How can you criticize the performance of someone in the movie that's not an adult? Like, yeah, I would criticize a fucking dog's acting too, okay? If the dog's supposed to bark and it shits on the floor instead, I'm going to be like, yo, you should have gotten a dog that was able to bark and not shit on the floor instead. You know, it's a criticism of the casting more than it is the child. They should have gotten a better actor. Yeah, you're right. A lot of animated productions do use adults to play the roles of children. There's no good reason why they needed to have a child in that role. And also, in the original film, they just got a kid that could act. It's really that simple. They could just get a kid that can act.
Take any turn.
Sounds so weird. Like, I'm questioning every single James Earl Jones line now.
You almost shadows?
You must not go there, Simba. You must...
Like, maybe they got some, like, ghost actors or something. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Hey guys, it's December 2021, so let's update the Patreon credits. My top patrons are Wholesome 100 Big Chunkus Lemonade Warrior, Bakewell from Robust the Animated Movie, Charisma S, The Super One Player, Dwyer Tarantino, Jacob Arndt, Zachary Kane, Sam Joel, Cheat.exe, Gothic Sith, Mandel Bro, Kel Hunt, Wales, Bo the Doggo, Kai Butcher, Splat, Hoofy Doe, Ocean Machinery, and Malav Shah. Hope you enjoyed the video and happy holidays.